In today's video, we're going to talk about a British steamship with a rich history and a varied, notable career, the SS Uganda. She was originally built as a passenger liner and later served as a cruise ship, a hospital ship, a troop ship, and even a store ship. Hello everybody, it's Jamie from Old Shipping Lines, and welcome back to a new video. Join me as we explore the full story of the SS Uganda from her construction, through her remarkable years of service, and finally to her scrapping in 1992. I'm really excited to share this story with you all. If you're excited too, don't forget to leave a like so we can help spread this amazing piece of maritime history to as many people as possible. The ship's first owners were the British India Steam Navigation Company. She was built by Barclay Curle and Co., a well-known shipyard located in Glasgow, Scotland, designed as both a passenger and cargo liner. The vessel was made to carry people and goods on long voyages. Here's a quick look at her key specifications. The ship measured 14,430 gross registered tons. Her length was 516.7 feet, or about 157.5 meters. Her beam spanned 71.4 feet, which is roughly 21.8 meters. The ship could accommodate 167 passengers in first class and 133 in tourist class. The ship was powered by two steam turbines turning twin propellers. She could reach a top speed of 19 knots. The Uganda was launched on the 15th of January 1952 and finished 6 months later with sea trials conducted on the 16th of July. During these trials, she reached a top speed of 19 knots, though her usual cruising speed in service was around 16 knots. The vessel operated on the route between London and East Africa, calling at ports including Gibraltar, Naples, Port Said, Aden, Mombasa, Dar es Salaam, Tanga, and Beira. Due to growing competition from civil aviation, passenger demand on this route declined, leading the British India Steam Navigation Company to withdraw the Uganda from service in 1967. British India commissioned Howaldtswerke Deutsche Werft in Hamburg to refit the Uganda as an educational cruise ship. New decks were added inside her former cargo holds, which were transformed into dormitory-style cabins, accommodating a total of 920 berths. This conversion increased her passenger capacity from 300 to 1,226 and cost £2.8 million. It also raised her gross and net tonnages to 16,907. In her new role, the Uganda embarked on her maiden voyage on 27th February 1968. Then on 21st October 1969, while sailing in international waters of the North Atlantic near Cape Trafalgar, she came under fire from a Spanish shore battery, with several shells landing within half a nautical mile of the ship. The SS Uganda quickly gained popularity among her passengers, despite her somewhat unusual motion in rough seas caused by the added weight on her upper decks after the conversion. The vessel, bearing the distinctive British India colours and carrying students, soon became a familiar and welcomed sight at many European ports. Students spend several days at sea under the supervision of their teachers, called party leaders. Their activities include lessons during term time, port lectures, deck sports, and keeping logs or diaries. Evenings are filled with entertainment such as discos and cinema screenings. The party leaders are overseen by the ship's headmaster and deputies, while a team of matrons and masters-at-arms assist with health issues and monitor the dormitories. The ship also features a fully equipped hospital to manage more serious medical conditions. The Uganda sailed for another 14 years, mainly cruising around Scandinavia and the Mediterranean alongside her fleet partner, the SS Nevasa. In 1971, responsibility for Uganda's management and operations shifted to P&O's passenger division. Then, in 1972, P&O absorbed its British India subsidiary, taking full ownership of the Uganda. Despite this, the Uganda was unique within the P&O fleet for keeping her original British India colors, a white hull with a black band and a black funnel featuring 2 white stripes. The Nevasa was bigger and more modern, but also more expensive to run. In 1974, the Nevasa was retired and scrapped, leaving the Uganda as the only educational cruise ship in the fleet. In 1982, Uganda was deployed as a hospital ship in the Falklands War, known by the call sign Mother Hen. While on her 276th cruise, she was called into military service and safely disembarked 315 cabin passengers and 940 school children who had been on an educational voyage at Naples. As Uganda arrived in port, reporters captured the lively sound of the children singing "Rule Britannia" aboard the ship. The Uganda underwent a 3-day refit in Gibraltar, during which a helicopter platform, equipment for replenishment at sea, satellite communications, wards and operating theaters were installed. Extra water distillers were added on the sports deck. In compliance with the Geneva Convention, she was painted white and marked with 8 red crosses, 2 on each side of the hull, 1 facing forward on the bridge superstructure. A group of 136 medical staff, comprising 12 doctors, operating theater personnel, and 40 members of the Queen Alexandra's Royal Naval Nursing Service, set out from Portsmouth to join the ship, carrying a large stock of medical supplies. The survey vessels, the HMS Hecla, Hydra, and Herald, were converted into ambulance ships to support the Uganda. On the 12th of May, Uganda received her first casualties: wounded personnel from the Type 42 destroyer HMS Sheffield. The ship shuttled between Red Cross Box 2 and Middle Bay, taking on both British and Argentine casualties and transferring those fit enough to the converted survey ships for transport to Montevideo. On 28 May 1982, the land battles began, and the Uganda anchored in Grantham Sound, 11 miles northwest of Goose Green. There, casualties from both sides were brought ashore by helicopter and received medical treatment. By 31st May 1982, she was caring for 132 casualties aboard. The Uganda coordinated the movements of 3 British and 3 Argentine ambulance ships, Almirante Irizar, Bahia Paraíso, and Puerto Deseado. During her service, she performed 504 surgical operations, treated 730 casualties, including 150 Argentinians, and completed 4 rendezvous with the Argentine vessels. By 10th July 1982, Uganda's role as a hospital ship had come to an end, and the crew hosted a party for 92 Falkland children, reflecting her peacetime duties. On the 13th of July, she was officially deregistered as a hospital ship, and the red crosses were removed. 2 days later, Uganda returned to Grantham Sound to embark the men of the 7th Duke of Edinburgh's own Gurkha rifles along with their equipment before setting sail for the UK on the 18th of July. She arrived in Southampton on the 9th of August 1982, 113 days after departing to join the task force. During this time, she had sailed a total of 26,150 miles, burned through 4,700 tons of fuel, accommodated over 1,000 helicopter landings on her flight deck, and saw the transfer of 3,111 personnel to or from the ship. After the war, the Uganda underwent an extensive refit by Smith's ship repairers in North Shields. However, her games deck windows never quite sealed properly again, likely a result of Sea King helicopters having landed on her quoit's court during service. She resumed her role as an educational cruise ship on 25th September 1982. But by November, she was chartered for 2 years to operate as a store ship between Ascension Island and the Falkland Islands. A new helicopter deck was installed, and on the 14th of January 1983, she departed Southampton once more for the South Atlantic. The Uganda underwent another refit at Falmouth in November 1983. After completing her charter duties in 1985, she arrived back in Falmouth on 25th April and was laid up in the River Fall on 4th May of that year. On 29th April 1986, the Uganda was sold to the Triton Shipping Company of St. Vincent and renamed Triton. Manned by a crew of 21, she departed the River Fall on the 20th of May and arrived off Kaohsiung, Taiwan on the 15th of July to await scrapping. However, on 22nd August, Typhoon Wayne drove her ashore. By March 1992, she still lay beached on her side, but she has since been dismantled and broken up. And so ends the incredible story of the SS Uganda, a ship that began her life as a humble passenger liner, yet rose to serve in roles far beyond what her designers ever imagined. Carrying students on educational voyages to treating the wounded in a time of war, she became a symbol of resilience, adaptability, and quiet heroism. Though she met a sad and undignified end far from home, her legacy lives on in the memories of those who sailed on her, served aboard her, and were cared for within her hospital wards. And that marks the end of a video, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, if you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing to the channel, as that would help out the channel a lot. Now, if you have any thoughts, comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, as I absolutely love reading your comments. And please let me know in the comment section down below as well what ships you would like me to cover in the future. Now be as well sure to check out our social media pages. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, and we also recently have a website, oldshippinglines.com, where we have articles of the ships we cover and we have book reviews as well. I think you will enjoy the website very much. Now, with that out of the way, guys, I wish you all a good night or day, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay happy, and we will see each other on the next video. Goodbye, my friends.